Former President Trump has proposed sweeping new tariffs. These tariffs could severely disrupt agricultural markets. U.S. farm products often rely on export markets. Retaliatory tariffs from other countries are a real threat. If other nations tax U.S. farm goods, sales will fall, leading to lower prices for American farmers. Income for farming families could drop sharply, spreading economic pain through rural communities. The memory of past tariff battles is still fresh. During Trump's presidency, tariffs led to retaliatory actions. China, a major buyer of U.S. farm products, reduced its purchases. Soybean farmers, for example, were hit particularly hard. The federal government provided aid to offset some losses, but it was a temporary fix. Farmers prefer trade stability over government payments. Planning for the future becomes very difficult with unpredictable trade policies. Farmers make decisions months or years in advance, investing in seeds, equipment, and land. The constant threat of new tariffs creates an unstable environment. This instability is bad for business and for rural economies. It undermines the confidence of the entire agricultural community. The proposed tariffs could create a cycle of hardship for many. The stability of farmers' livelihoods is once again in question. American agriculture braces for potential disruption. Small farms face unique and severe challenges from tariffs. Their profit margins are already very thin. Increased costs for inputs like machinery or fertilizer hurt them deeply. Small operations have less ability to absorb these extra expenses. They cannot easily pass these costs on to consumers. Unlike large agricultural businesses, small farms have less bargaining power. Large corporations can often weather economic storms better. Small family farms usually lack these safety nets. Tariffs, therefore, hit them disproportionately hard. Many are already struggling with debt. Tariffs can be the final blow for some of these operations. The loss of a farm represents the loss of a family's heritage and way of life. Competition with larger agricultural businesses becomes even tougher. Larger businesses might find it easier to adapt. This imbalance threatens the diversity of American agriculture. Despite potential negative impacts, rural America shows strong support for Donald Trump. This support persists even when his policies seem to challenge rural interests directly. Understanding this loyalty is complex. It involves more than just economic considerations for many voters. Cultural identity and social values play a significant role. Many rural voters feel that Trump understands their concerns. They may see him as a fighter for people forgotten by the establishment. Issues like patriotism and traditional values resonate deeply. Some rural Americans believe he prioritizes domestic industry. They may view tariffs as a necessary step to protect American jobs, even if it causes short-term pain. This support creates a difficult situation for rural communities. On one hand, they back a leader they feel represents them. On the other hand, some of his policies could harm their livelihoods. Farmers may support the idea of America First trade, yet they bear the brunt of retaliatory measures. This internal conflict is a defining feature of current rural politics. Rural voters may feel that Democrats do not understand or respect their way of life. Therefore, they continue to support Trump, navigating the policy contradictions as they arise. Trump's proposed policies extend beyond trade and tariffs. They could significantly affect rural healthcare. Proposed cuts to Medicaid spending are a major concern. Medicaid covers a larger share of adults in rural areas. These cuts could severely challenge rural hospitals and health providers. Many rural hospitals operate on very tight budgets already. Losing them would be devastating for small towns. Residents would have to travel much farther for care. Medicaid funding is a lifeline for many of these facilities. Reductions in this funding could lead to service cuts or even closures. This directly impacts the health and well-being of rural populations. The financial stability of rural healthcare providers is fragile. Many face challenges in recruiting and retaining staff. Proposed changes to the Affordable Care Act could also impact them. Any reduction in the number of insured patients adds to their financial strain. Access to quality healthcare is a cornerstone of a thriving community. When healthcare access diminishes, it affects everything. It can lead to poorer health outcomes for the existing population. The debate over healthcare policy is crucial for rural America's future. Education in rural America also faces potential upheaval from proposed policies. Trump has pledged to expand school choice. This often involves vouchers for private schools. Such programs could destabilize public schools in small towns. Rural public schools are often community hubs and major employers. Diverting funds could weaken them significantly. They may struggle to offer a wide range of programs. If public funds are diverted to private school vouchers, these schools could lose vital funding. This could lead to larger class sizes or cuts to essential services. For many rural communities, the local public school is a source of pride and identity. Immigration policy changes also have a direct impact on rural areas. Trump plans what he calls the largest domestic deportation operation. This could significantly affect the agricultural labor force. Many farms, especially in dairy, fruit, and vegetables, rely on immigrant labor. A sudden loss of this workforce would create immense challenges. It could lead to unharvested crops and significant financial losses for farmers. Deportations could disrupt local economies and social fabrics. Families could be separated, and communities could lose valuable members. The debate over immigration policy is deeply intertwined with the economic and social health of rural America. History offers important lessons when considering agricultural policy. The Green Revolution after World War II is one such example. Led by figures like Norman Borlaug, it greatly increased crop yields. This helped combat global hunger significantly. However, the Green Revolution also had unintended consequences. Its methods relied heavily on fertilizers and pesticides. This led to soil degradation and water pollution in some areas. Furthermore, the revolution had complex socio-economic impacts. While it aimed to help poor farmers, it often required significant capital. Farmers needed to buy new seeds, fertilizers, and manage water resources. This need for capital favored larger, more capitalized farmers. Many smallholders could not afford the new inputs. This led to agricultural consolidation in some regions. Small farmers were sometimes displaced, particularly in parts of Latin America. The Green Revolution teaches us that agricultural changes can have far-reaching effects. Policies designed with good intentions can create new problems. They can shift economic power and alter social structures. It is a reminder to carefully consider all potential impacts of new agricultural policies. The welfare of small farmers and the environment must be central concerns. A more recent cautionary tale comes from the United Kingdom. Farmers there are facing significant economic hardships post-Brexit. The UK left the European Union's Common Agricultural Policy. New environmental land management schemes replaced it. This transition has been difficult for many, especially small farmers. Their situation offers a stark warning about the impact of sudden policy shifts. The UK government promised to maintain agricultural funding. However, high inflation has eroded the real value of this funding. Some estimates suggest its purchasing power has fallen by 40%. UK hill farmers, for example, have seen incomes drop by at least 38%. This is largely due to problems with the new support schemes. Adding to their woes, new international trade deals are impacting UK farmers. Deals with countries like Australia and Canada allow cheaper food imports. British farmers find it hard to compete with these less expensive products. They feel their government is not protecting their interests adequately. This has led to widespread frustration and protests. The plight of UK farmers serves as a clear warning. Rapid changes in agricultural support and trade policy can be devastating. The promises made by politicians may not always translate into reality on the ground. Rural America stands at a significant crossroads. New tariffs bring uncertainty, straining small farms. Increased costs and unstable markets are serious threats. This demands careful consideration from policymakers. Healthcare funding cuts could weaken rural hospitals. Stricter immigration enforcement disrupts labor supply. Thoughtful policy is essential for rural America's future.